Live from Las Vegas, it's Keto Cooking. Hey everybody, welcome back. I'm Garvey the Keto Cook. It is Sunday, one of my favorite days of the week to cook. I like a nice sit-down dinner type of, listen to some music, a little glass of vino, and just think about what we did for the week the whole bit. Now, as I'm getting older, I like to start reminiscing about cooking things that I used to like in the past. So today is no different. Today I'm going to be making a tri-tip. All right, I'm going to do it in the oven inside. That's always traditionally it was done for me growing up. Now back in the restaurant days, we used to buy a lot of tri-tip. It was really hard to get on the East Coast, but we would get them. They were fairly inexpensive, and what we would do with them is we would cook them up, and that would be part of our hot roast beef sandwich that we would sell for lunch. And it turned out great. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to replicate that, and it's going to be for our Sunday dinner. Stick around, we'll be back and get this thing cooking. Okay, I mean, there it is right there, tri-tip. You can't get no better than this. What I'm going to do is just trim a little bit of this fat off. Not much, okay, because I like to, it gives the juices out of it. And what I'll do is I'll make my own, either some gravy with it. I like a horseradish sauce. And notice how I said that, okay? But today I think I'm going to just make a regular onion gravy for it. And just do it like, we don't eat bread, but I might make something. I don't know where I'm doing it yet, but I'm going to get this thing going. And by the time this is ready to come out, I'll have a decision on what we're going to eat. So, here again, just going to take a little bit of this heavy fat. I mean, it was trimmed down pretty good. All right, into the pan. Look at that. Into the pan, I'm going to Tommy spice. Not too heavy. Flip it over. Now, I'm going to let this cook for a little bit, let it braise it. This is not going to go long because I like it to be a little bit rare in the middle. I'm not exactly not sure how I'm going to do this. I might slice it really thin with my little slicer, okay? But I still like it medium rare because I can make it, if I do make it with a gravy, pour it over the top of it, and it is palatable for just about anybody. Because it takes the redness out. But that's the way to cook these, okay? You don't want to do these well done because then you would need an extra set of teeth to chew it because it can be tough. All right, with that said, I'm going to pop this into the oven, and I'll see you in a little while. It's been an hour, took it out. My thermometer, okay, battery's dead on it, so I just received a new one, but I haven't hooked it up yet. But this is fine, okay? It's not as tight. We're going to let this thing cool down completely. As you can see, some of the juices coming out of it. I'll let this cool down completely, and then I'm going to slice it. Okay, now tri-tip has a couple different ways where the grain goes, and I'll show you that when I slice it. I'm going to slice a little bit off for our Sunday dinner today, and the rest I'm going to keep. Probably refrigerate overnight, and for Monday, we'll make some nice roast beef open face sandwiches, or I'm going to come up with something, some lettuce wraps or whatever we're going to do with it. But if you have never had a tri-tip, you have got to seek one out. You can get them online. Excellent, excellent beefy taste. Pretty reasonable as far as price is concerned, but there you have it. All right, I'm going to let this cool, and we will be back. Okay, I'm going to make some unbreaded onion rings, but this is actually going to be sauteed and go into part with the gravy. So what you want to do is you want to just get a little slice off the bottom like that, so it stands up. Okay. Now you can make this any thickness that you want. Okay. I like them thinner, but you know sometimes I'll cut them on a mandolin. But when you're free cutting. I try to keep them like a little less than a 1/4 inch or smaller. Okay, so when you get closer to the end here, try to divide the distance. Can you see? Divide the distance. Okay, nice sharp knife. Okay, and there you have it. Now also, this is how I get my cauliflower, okay? This is riced cauliflower. It's not rice. This is a standing joke I have with a couple people. What it is, it's just like you would rice potatoes and stuff like that. It's a process. It goes through a machine that makes it, I don't know if you can see, makes it like, mimics rice, but I'm not making it as rice. This I'm going to make into a mash. I'm going to make cauliflower mash with, I don't know what I'm going to do yet. I might even put my pepper sauce in it a little bit to make a different blend. So I'm going to do the onions. Tri-tip is resting, okay? Now this thing is going to be pretty rare in the middle, and that's why I'm making a sauce for it to put over. I kind of like it rare. Marie doesn't, okay? So we compromise. So like I said, here's where the grain runs here. And you look to the other side, the grain runs this way. So this is like almost like 2 cuts of meat. Okay, so that's why they call it a tri-tip. Okay, 1, 2, 3. You got that? 1, 2, 3. That's where they come up with the term as a tri-tip. Great piece of beef. All right, I'm going to continue going on here, but what I'm also going to do is I have what's left in the pan. Now, I always use a deep-sided pan if I can, because I clean the oven. All right. But you know what? It's, you know, to keep the splatter down. There's 2 of us. We're getting old, so you know, getting in and out of the oven is hard. This I'm going to make into the gravy. Onions going to go into here. I'm going to saute them up a little bit. Now, I'm not making a boatload of gravy. I'm just going to make enough to cover the meat. All right. Let's move on. Just real quick, I'm going to show everybody. Now, in the last video, I had Stewie, the spaghetti squash, that somebody drew a face on. Anyway, this is how we pack it now, okay? This is convenient. 1, 2, 3, I can pull out 1 or 2. Now, the smaller ones obviously are not enough for one person, so what we do is we'll put 2 together, okay? So we can get probably 2 or 3 meals out of one spaghetti squash. It takes just a matter of minutes to roast them, do all the prep work, but I have a couple meals here. So this is what I'm talking about, playing with your food. All right. Okay, into the pan right here, I have some of the residuals. The sauce. All right, I'm going to add a little olive oil to it. Okay. And into there, dumping the onions. Now, this is not a traditional fry pan, whatever, but you know what? To get all of the fond is what they call it, okay? Out of here. Now, I'm going to lower this down just a tad. All right. Now, if you follow my channel in the past, sorry about that. That's what I used to do. I used to make sauces for a lot of different restaurants that I worked at. Okay, and it comes from growing up as a kid. My mom, there was 8 of us, you know, that was there with my grandmother, my mother, father, and it was 5 of us. But on Sundays, I mean, we had the gang there. Add a little bit more olive oil. We had the gang over, and that was, you know, grandchildren, the whole bit with that. So she would make a ton of gravy, okay? I just add some butter to that. Now I'm going to lower this heat down a little bit more. Now, butter brings everything together. Paula Dean said, butter's better, y'all. You know what? She was 100% right, because butter is the flavor, the essence. It has a little bit of everything in it that we need. Now, if you follow my channel in the past, you know I like to cook with alcohol. Wines, whatever. Now, I like a good bourbon gravy. Now, normally, that's probably about maybe a third of a cup. Now, you know that I do Tom Garvey the Keto Cook. I don't use any flour. I do use avocado, but I don't have any prepared for this because this was real quick that I was going to make it this way here. Okay, so we're going to let this cook down a little bit more. So now, just because there's two of us, we don't need a ton of gravy. So we're going to let that cook. Going to add a little bit more butter to it. My Tommy Spice. And I just reloaded this. I reloaded my Tommy Spice gun. I mean, the aroma is woohoo! So, you just get that extra butter off the fork. Nothing goes to waste here. So, alright, I'm just going to let that cook. Now while this gravy is reducing and the onions are cooking, this is the cauliflower. Okay, so Marie takes it, she puts it into the microwave. Okay, takes it and then drains it, gets all the the water out of it. All right, now this is cooked. 5 minutes, doesn't need any more time with it. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to take this, okay, and I'm going to put it into my little mixer, and not too much water come out of it, and we're going to make a nice mash, cauliflower mash. Yeah, mimicking mashed potatoes, okay, but yeah, there it is. So we're going to have cauliflower mash, sliced tri-tip beef with cauli mash. There we go. In the keto world, butter, oil, okay, bacon is the go-to fats. Now, as you can see, just by putting in the bourbon, okay, and the onions, okay, and some butter, look how this thickened up. Okay, so I mean, it doesn't take a lot. You don't need flour. There again, I said I'm not going to preach. I'm just going to cook. Well, here it is. Okay, it doesn't get any better than this. I mean, you can have, you can have whatever you like, but just got to be conscious of sugar and the carbs. Okay, so guess what? Before this goes any further and breaks, that joker's done. Okay, I don't know about you, but I like the sounds of a kitchen. I mean, just the good food that's going to be coming out, and heck yeah. Okay, now I've been telling you about how the grains run. Okay, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to take this piece right here. I'm going to slice it down. I'm going to put one off to the side. Look at that. That is a tri-tip. You know what? I would love to pat myself on the back. Look at that. That's perfect right there. Now, this is going to go into the refrigerator. I'm going to wrap this up. And my next video I'm going to make, I'm going to slice this against the grain. Here's the grain. I'm going to slice it this way on my slicer. Nice and thin. I will I'll ask Marie to make chaffles. Okay, and we'll have a nice roast beef sandwich on chaffle. We're going to put that one off to the side. We're going to leave it there. Now, here's the other side. Okay, so I'm gonna slice it against the grain, nice and thin. All right, and this is going to be our Sunday dinner, which is one of my favorite things. Okay, I'm going to use the proper knife. Okay, well, look at that. Now I'm going to show you a little trick about slicing. Okay, this thing constantly moving. So I just wanted to show you one quick thing. Just want to show you the juice. Everybody bangs, squeezes this to make sure you can see the juice. Don't do that. Leave the juice inside here. That's why I'm not a big fan. See, I'm old school. I'm not a big fan of probing anything with meat because I believe that you lose a lot of the essential juices that you have in the beef or pork, whatever you're using. Yeah, I believe it's a juice buster. Okay. Okay, time to plate. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to put some roast beef right about here. Now this is tri-tip. Roast beef, basically same thing. Tri-tip, I tell you, has a unique flavor to itself. If it's not done right, it can be very, very, very tough. Same thing as a roast beef. Now this bowl I have here with the I'm going to take now, I have butter, cream cheese, garlic, Tommy spice in here. Just to get that Sunday feeling, I'm going to put this back. Now, I'm going to put some, all these bowls are hot now because they just come out of the microwave. So what I'm going to do is, I'm going to put a little bit of onion, smaller onions here, over top. There, I made a mess already. Get that off of there. And I think I'm going to put a little bit more of cauliflower mash. Now I'm going to be taking some of the gravy. Now I want you to look at this, because this is nothing flour, cornstarch, nothing like that. There it is. Now I'm going to show you exactly. Look at that. Well, I'll tell you one thing. My mama would be proud of me right now. She was the gravy maker. She would make a 55-gallon drum of gravy. Unbelievable. Okay, I'm going to put a little bit. I'm a gravy hound, so I'm going to put a little bit over top here. Ladies and gentlemen, there you have it. Sunday dinner. Tri-tip, cauliflower mashed, with a nice natural gravy, onions. You know what? I'm going to sit down and enjoy this. Listen, happy Sunday. Enjoy yourself. You know what? Listen to a little Sinatra. All right, guys, take care. I'm Tom Garvey the Keto Cook. We'll see you again. Thanks for watching.